So normally I get on here and I do this whole intro and everything, and I'm actually not going to do that. So um, I did this playlist for my friend Matt because his wife died, and his wife Brandy was a friend of mine. Um, and normally I get on here, I talk about all these songs and what they mean and how great they are, because I love music. I feel like music is a way to let people know how you feel about them. It's a way to let people know that you're with them. And it's a way to remember people that you care about. So instead of doing like 10 minutes about how great these songs are, I want to spend a few minutes talking about the last time uh, I got to see Brandy and Matt. And this is probably going to come off like rose colored glasses, and it's probably going to come off like I'm remembering this weekend like it was the best weekend ever, and it kind of was. So I was in this group, this role playing group, and we did this retreat back in '09, and we all ended up going to the Georgia mountains and hanging out, and it was all these people that I either liked uh, and didn't know well, or I liked and admired because they were cool and they were friends of mine, uh, or I liked and admired just because I thought they were people I'd never met. So to set the stage for this story, uh, on this weekend happened to be the SEC championship, and that weekend it happened to be Alabama playing Florida. So uh, I'm an Alabama fan, and Matt and Brandy are you know in the room. They're sitting on the TV and they're snuggled on the couch. And the first half, like the first quarter, they're all fired up because it's Tim Tebow doing what Tim Tebow does. Um, and there's the requisite SEC trash talk because it's what you do in a conference with all these historic schools and great rivalries. And I could recap the game and talk about the game, but that's not the memory that sticks with me about Brandy and Matt that day. The memory that sticks with me about them is that the thing I think about, and the thing I thought about when I heard that Brandy had died, was them sitting on the couch that day, having a good time, and smiling. And I think that's the way I want to remember Brandy, because when I met Brandy, she was a really hard nosed role player. Like, she loved creating great characters and she loved portraying them. Um, and but when you got her away from the character, and that what the most one of the complex things about any long-standing group, when you get people away from uh, the stuff that surrounds groups, you find out that they're real people, and that uh, they're complex and they're flawed and they're as insecure as you are, and they become relatable. And sometimes that gets lost. And I think with um, the passage of time, everybody kind of moves away and they go separate ways, and you try to stay in touch on Facebook, or you try to. Um, I fail at sending letters, but you try to maintain some kind of, connection, because you still care about people that have influenced you early on. I remember the early days of getting into LARPing and playing in Montgomery and playing at Auburn and all those people, and I miss those people, and I miss a lot of the times we had. I think that one of the things that gets lost in the present is that when you're doing something or when you're around people, you don't think that it's important. You just think it's this thing that you're doing, and you don't know that's the last time you're going to see them, or what indelible memory you're going to be left with when they leave you. But the indelible memory I was left with from a lot of great memories from that weekend is just them watching the game with me and a couple of people and just having a good time. I know that they were happiest together. I think over time, Brandy made Matt a better person. She pushed Matt to be more than he was, and I mean, that's it. I think I wanted to make this video and share these songs on this playlist that I put together, not just for me, and not just for Matt, but for, I think, all of us that are kind of stunned by this unexpected loss. I almost didn't want to do this. I thought it would be easier to try to type this all up and just post it and link the songs, and it would be easier. And that got hard to do. So I thought I would just do this. And I wanted to say that I'm thinking about you, Matt. You're in my thoughts, you're in my prayers, as well as everybody else that knew Brandy, because we all lost a friend. I hope these songs help. I find myself, I'll say one thing about these songs. I find myself drawn to No Hard Feelings by the Avett Brothers. And I don't know, I struggle with a lot of things. People close to me know I struggle with a lot of things. And when you hear that song, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think at the end, that's the way that song is, what is said in that song is that what I hope that we all get to at the end. I know I'm not there yet. It's a struggle. When you hear it, you'll know. People close to me, they'll see this video, know what I'm talking about. That becoming settled with things or letting things go is a struggle. That at the end of your life, it's just the end, and you let things pass away. It's left for the people behind you to make it make sense. What I hope is that this video and these songs make sense for everybody, and that they help in some kind of small way. So I just want to say that I'm with you, Matt. I love you. If I get to see you soon, I'll buy you a drink down the road, because I want you to know that we care about you and that you're not alone. So that's it. Thanks.